What's up, my TBMS fans? It's Brian here, and today we've got a very interesting piece of news to talk about. And it's been talked about in rumors for a while, and it's about TJ Watt. We've all been thinking about it for a while, for months actually, that TJ Watt could potentially leave the Pittsburgh Steelers in the trade deadline or after the season. There was real potential he wouldn't come back, but apparently Pittsburgh found an avenue where they could get Watt to return, because he's signing a 3-year contract extension for $123 million, over $100 million guaranteed. I believe the number is $108 million. And it's going to make him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. And let me tell you, that's definitely a way to keep your guy paid and happy. Now, we've all can talk about the good and the bad of this, but I think the number one question we have is, given the offseason moves that Pittsburgh has made, why would Pittsburgh want to extend TJ Watt? What drove them to have to do it, given the situation that they're kind of in right now with these older guys? And as we're going to get into that, I first want to tell you guys to make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and also the video, and make sure to share this out to all your friends. Help to grow this channel as we get ready to prepare for the 2025-26 college football and NFL season. There's going to be game breakdowns, play-by-plays, so much more content that you guys are just not going to be prepared for, including also some fantasy content. Trust me, it's at a different level than you think. So be ready for that. Content's coming soon. Make sure you like and subscribe, turn on notifications for everything, and also follow all the social handles. Now let's get back to the video. TJ Watt is a once-in-a-lifetime player, and I think we all can agree on that. There's nothing different about these other players that we can talk about. We talk about different guys. Unless we're talking about a Micah Parsons, a Myles Garrett, a Max Crosby, there's not many other guys you can name that are comparable to TJ Watt. I mean, he's getting ready to go into his age 31 season, and he's got 108 career sacks. I can't name many guys that are able to do that or have reached that level yet and have played at such a high level like him. It's so few and far between to name a guy who's capable of those things. He's going to end up, if not already, better than his brother JJ, which is a crazy statement to make because JJ was a monster in his days with the Texans. But what I think we all want to know is, why would Pittsburgh extend him? And if it wasn't for the numbers already that I've explained to you, let's go a little more in depth. If you take a look at their team right now, they were a little battered going into this offseason, and there were a lot of question marks. Number one being, who's going to be the quarterback? Is it Russell Wilson? Is it going to be Justin Fields? Or are they going to go outside and grab somebody different? Well, they did, and they got Aaron Rodgers. They went with Plan C after losing options at both of those guys, as both quarterbacks went off to New York, one to the Jets and one to the Giants, and they got Rodgers on a 1-year deal. And Rodgers has already made it clear this is going to be his final season in the NFL. Let's also add in that they've made trades to add in Jalen Ramsey, and they've also signed Darius Slay. Two guys who are older players who at one point in their career were one of the best in the game, each in their own respective natures and physicality, the way they played, their techniques. They were the best at their positions. Now they're kind of fading away. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying, compared to their younger selves, they are not the same type of player. It's not with the same aggression. There's a couple differences, but they're still great contributors and are going to help this team. But as you start to go down the list of guys that are on the team, like Cam Hayward being one of them, and kind of listing the names, you start to see a trend. It's older guys who have either been with the team for a long time or have been in the NFL for a long time and were very good at one point, and are noticing now that it's not much longer before they're going to have to retire or that they're going to come to the end of their career in Pittsburgh. And when that's the case, you start to realize that your championship window that you thought was once very large is now shrinking. And I think for Mike Tomlin, he's noticing this, and they need to attack now. It's why they drafted Caleb Johnson to be the number 2 in the 1-2 punch between him and Jaylen Warren in the backfield. It's why they traded for DK Metcalf and got rid of Pickens to add more assets that they needed to really fortify the team and build a young core that can survive and be durable moving forward. everything that they've done at this point, even trading for Jonnu Smith, who had a great year in Miami. He's now the number 2 working alongside Pat Freiermuth. They're going to run more 2 tight end sets. These changes are going to help the team. Now, if a team's really trying to give up and not really focused on winning and taking the division or going to the Super Bowl, why make these moves? Because they know the talent they have in TJ Watt. And they know that it's not much longer until that window closes and shrinks. And when that happens, that will be the point where your guy is going to question whether it's worth staying in Pittsburgh. And then he's going to want to leave. So now by getting him this big contract, you pay him to say, here's some money. We're going to let you, you're going to stay here longer. We're going to work to try to make you happy and help get some more success and more help for this team so that it doesn't feel like it's all on your shoulders. And that's the right way to go about it. Omar Khan made a great move doing that, and now things are going to kind of shape up better now for Pittsburgh. I can see it now. It's going to get better. And here's where I realize that the special player that TJ Watt is. When we talk about TJ Watt, right, you think about the big seasons he's had, especially getting all the sacks and, you know, being just a massive disruptor in the game. But I think it's more than that. When we talk about TJ Watt, we talk about a guy who just knows how to break through the pocket. We know a guy who knows how to get into his opponent's heads. We know this is a guy who is determined to be a nightmare to everyone. And even when Pittsburgh hasn't been playing their best football, at least you knew that TJ Watt was going to give it his all and make it hard for everybody. And I give him a lot of credit because, honestly, he's one of the best pass rushers I've ever watched. I mean, even if you look at this play here against Denver, look at the way he just breaks around and just stumbles over and takes down Nicks here. He has some great moves, some great skill sets, incredible bend that allows him to get under blockers, as you're going to see right here on the right tackle. He's just going to work on getting an outside angle, and he just dips his shoulder underneath. He can't get his hands. McGlinchey can't get his hands on him. So by getting lower than him, he's able to leverage around. He's got good bend, good lower body control to stay on point and get to the quarterback. And that's the main goal of a great pass rusher. Not everybody can do that. There's only a few guys who can stay on track, get disrupted, and still get the guy that they have to get. And he's one of those people. He doesn't just have 108 sacks for no reason. He's only had, I believe, 2 seasons in his 8-season career where he didn't hit double digits. And both of those years, he had an injury at some point. So, for him to even be in this situation is unbelievable. 108 sacks. He's going to be turning 31 in October. He's very capable of getting close to the 200 sack record that Bruce Smith currently holds on the official leaderboard since 1982. And the way he's playing right now, and with the extension he just got to stay in Pittsburgh, I think it's going to be very possible this dude is going to be a home wrecker for the next 5 years minimum before you see a noticeable downturn. And I know what people are thinking. Why would you sign a guy to a big contract, right, if there are other options on the market? I'm here to tell you there were no other options on the market. Did you just see what happened with Von Miller? One of the best options on the market was taking a 36-year-old Von Miller, and I love Von. I think he's an excellent player. A guy in his mid to late 30s, but in his prime, one of my favorite players to watch. But he's at a point now where he's kind of out of the prime area. The injuries have kind of gotten him. He's slowing down a little bit. Not the same amount of violence I'm seeing in the arms. His approaches are a little different now, and he's got to adjust for it, and guys are starting to be able to land their hits better and deter him. So you can't really find high-quality talent like TJ Watts, like a Max Crosby, like a Myles Garrett, like many others out there who can do the things they can do. So it's really not crazy to think that they needed to keep him for the the $41 million a year contract. Now, keep in mind, this year he's not making $41 million, but after this season, he will be on the 3-year extension officially, and he'll be making $41 million a year after that. So we will see, obviously, what happens with Pittsburgh, but if you had questions of why they did the extension, it's plain and simple now. Every move they made has been calculated to make him happy, to show him, hey, we're still trying to compete. This isn't a rebuilding time. This isn't a window that's closing. We're still here to try to win. Please stick with us and just stay a little longer. And that's what they did. We'll pay you for your troubles. All you got to do is show up every day, work hard, and help this team even more. And that's what he's going to do. And he loves Pittsburgh so much, he was willing to stick around. And that's a good thing, because there are many guys who wouldn't. And, I mean, in this case, that's what loyalty gets you. And I give a lot of credit to TJ, because if I was in his shoes, I don't know if I would stick around in Pittsburgh. I don't know if I would do that, looking at the situation and thinking to myself, what's better for my career? Staying here, trying to win a Super Bowl, or going somewhere else where I know I'm still able to contribute at a high level and win a championship. What's the better option? Although I might have to take a pay cut. And I think for his sake, he knew he's not only is he going to get the money in Pittsburgh, but there was more to have in Pittsburgh. There was more to be done, and he's just not ready to move on yet. And that's a very good thing. And I'm very happy that he made that decision. And I don't know if I would have made the same decision. But one thing is for sure, Pittsburgh is going to compete. They're going to try and challenge Baltimore for the division. They're going to challenge Cincinnati to get into the wild card, and they're going to try to deter all those guys. I can realistically see 11 to 12 win season if things go their way and if they play their cards right. And if everybody stays healthy too. If Rodgers can get back to form, this team is going to be a serious threat. You just watch. With TJ Watt leading the way, there's no knowing what this team is capable of. But one thing I do know is that this is going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another post or video. And check all the social handles. It's been scrolling on the bottom the whole time, so you're not missing anything. Make sure you follow everything, like up everything. We got more videos coming soon, as the season is about 50 days away. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. It's so much fun. We got a lot planned. So until then, we'll see you next time.